Dear children, today I am going to teach Geography lesson second physical features of India. The page number 157. Look at the point, the plateau of peninsular India. The plateau of peninsular India is a tableland. It is composed of the old crystalline, igneous, igneous and metamorphic rocks. It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land. The plateau is triangular in shape. Its broad base in the north and narrow apex in the south. The plateau has broad and shallow valleys and rounded hills. This plateau consists of two broad divisions, which are demarcated by the river Narmada. The broad divisions are namely the Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highland is the part of the Peninsular Plateau lying the north of Narmada River, covering a major area of Malwa Plateau. It is bounded by the Aravalli Range in the west and Vindhyachal Range in the south. Aravalli Range is one of the oldest mountain range in the world. In the east, the Malwa Plateau extends up to the Chota Nagpur Plateau. The Malwa Plateau is drained by the river Chambal, Sindh, Son and Damodar. Especially after flow of these rivers drain this region is that they flow from southwest to northeast. It indicates the slope. The Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. The eastward extension of this plateau are called as the Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. The Deccan Plateau is a triangular landmass. It lies to south. It lies to south of the river Narmada. The Satpura Range flanks its broad base in the north, while the Mahadev, the Kaimur Hills and the Mahakal Range are its eastern extension. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west, it slopes eastward. An annexion of the plateau is also visible in the northeast. It is locally known as the Meghalaya Karbi along plateau and North Kachar Hills. It is separated by a fall from the Chota Nagpur Plateau. The Garo Khasi and the Jaintia Hills are three prominent hills ranges from the west to east. The Western Ghat and Eastern Ghats mark the western and eastern edge of the Deccan Plateau respectively. Western Ghat. These ghats lie parallel to the western coast. They are continuous and hence can be crossed through passes only. The important passes of the region are Thai, Bhor and the Paul Ghat. The Western Ghat are higher in comparison to the Eastern Ghat. Their average elevation is 900 to 1600 meters. The Western Ghat cause orographic rain by facing the rain-bearing moist winds to rise along the western slope of the Ghat. The Western Ghat are known by various and local names. The height of the Western Ghat increased progressively from north to south. The highest peak of the Western Ghat are the Anamudi 2695 meter and the Doda Beta 2637 meter. Now, External Ghat. The External Ghat stretches from the Mahanadi valley to the Nilgiri in the south. They are lower in the comparison to Western Ghat as their average height is approximately 600 meters only. The Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular. They are dissected by rivers draining into the Bay of Bengal. The highest peak in the Eastern Ghat, Mahendragiri, 1501 meter, Shevari Hills and the Javadi Hills are located the southeast of the Eastern Ghat. Black soil known as the Deccan Trap is one of the distinct features of the peninsular plateau. This is the volcanic origin, therefore the rocks are igneous. In fact, these rocks have denuded over time and have resulted in the formation of black soil. The Araval Hills lie on the western and the northwestern margins of the peninsular plateau. These are highly eroded hills and are found as broken hills. They extend from Gujarat to Delhi in a southwest northeast direction. Now, the western and eastern coastal plain next day.